2021, and we are back.
Yes, we are.
We hope you enjoyed our rookie report, and now, as promised, we are going to go through, in what our opinion is the top 21 ranked players in the league.
And how important is our opinion?
0. We know it's 0 because we're always wrong. But.
Yeah, we're having fun over here. We thought we like to try to do things a little bit differently. From the clock that we used in the going after the ESPN shows and stuff. So there's 84 players in our league.
Yep.
So we do 21, 21, 21, 21, and that's your 84. So very important for us to bring this up. We're ranking 21 spots. We're not ranking how you draft.
And we're not ranking where we're going to actually put people that we're going to be talking about right now.
In slots.
Slotted.
Captains and stuff. It's very different. Positions that they play, the way the draft lays out, how many outfielders are compared to how many infielders there are, stuff like that. So we're just going on sheer looking at names, the wow factor a little bit. Ooh, la, I'll take him. And let's jump right in.
But before we do this, I actually want to announce for the first time in a public fashion the captains that we have and what we have in store for the final captain spot, which I'll get into in a second.
That's going to be fun.
So you're going to kick it off?
So we have a tradition that we've been doing. Of course, the 2 World Series captains, 3 in this case, all have the opportunity to come back if they choose.
And they obliged, and they took it, and I don't blame them with this year that we're going to have.
Yeah, they took it right away. And T.I. and Sammy Esses, World Series champs.
Well-deserved. And, of course, Captain Stalwart, Stephen J. Gindy.
Yes, found his way back in the World Series. Couldn't close the deal this time, but
listen, I was talking to a few players, and a lot of players even had a consensus feel that Steven was probably the best overall player in the league last year.
He played unbelievable.
He was awesome.
He was back offensively.
Yeah.
He went through a little bit of like I'll call it a slump a little bit, but he found his stroke like the old Stephen Gindy, working the counts, sometimes annoying the hell out of all of us, but he knows how to do it, gets on base when he has to, and he found the stroke power-wise.
Yeah, and that was important.
Going to that right center field gap, legging out doubles.
Well, let's actually talk about him when we get to his top part in the list. But the third captain right now is, of course,
How could you not?
How could you not? And he's one of 2 Hall of Famers that are actually playing in history of our leagues that doesn't happen, is Michael Sabon Solomon.
Sabon, welcome back. He's been a stalwart. He's been a World Series winner in the World Series 2 years ago. He hasn't won a ring in a little bit, and he's looking to do it again.
What was the last time he won? Was it Legends of the Fall or King Solomon?
It's about 4 years ago. So
he's due. And he wants it. Next up, we'll call him the Captain Extraordinaire.
Yeah, we love him.
Is Melech.
One of our best friends, another Michael Solomon. So another Solomon on board, better known as Melech now. Catcher extraordinaire, as we mentioned. He's back there to catch, and he knows how to draft teams. Last year, he overthought himself, and I think he knows the mistakes he made.
Yeah, he traded out of the number 1 overall pick, and he traded out of MC, who ended up winning MVP. MVP.
He created a monster. That's what he did. But Melech, welcome back. Looking forward to what you're going to do.
And then
a couple of people have their team names already. Actually.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that yet. And then finally, the 6th captain, and I'll tell you why I'm saying finally in a minute.
This is the 5th captain now. Next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
5th captain, another great captain. We love having him as captain, Shimmy Cohen.
Yep, Shimmy, World Series appearance many times.
Yes, and now Shimmy is yet to close the deal at night. He's won YMSL.
Did he win with Norwood?
No, he did not. He lost with Norwood. He was on that team when Norwood did not close, and Norwood went on to win without Shimmy. So Shimmy has yet to win at night. He has won Sunday morning, but he's that elusive night league. He's not on that trophy yet. And Shimmy always was good. Found himself. Is playing even better.
Right. I think
he's a force now at the plate.
I think once he was comfortable with his surroundings, both morning and night,
he got to know everybody.
He elevated his game a little bit, and we saw he's a really good center fielder.
Yes, so he earned his stripes as a center fielder. Everybody respects him as a center fielder. He used to be, they were like, oh yeah, Shimmy's playing in center. No, now they know, oh, Shimmy's in center. He could do it as good as most.
And then a surprise captain, which
I like it.
Out of left field, and I'm excited about it, is Gabe Abadi.
That's right.
And it's not Gabe's first time being captain in this league. He was actually the captain of El Diablos.
Yes, a World Series appearance. They didn't win, but he made it to the World Series. Gabe's got an amazing glove. I played with him last year. I was at short center and he played shortstop. His glove is fantastic, but offensively, he used to be a wild force. I heard that he put away his golf clubs and he's been practicing already.
Since not too long ago, he won the home run derby when we used to have that, if you remember.
Correct, that's right.
So that's 6 captains. And now for the 7th captain, what we're going to do is as follows. Anyone that's interested in being a captain,
A lot of them already did send in their applications.
submit to us. And we're going to vet the list, obviously, because we're not going to let any, Tom, Dick, or Harry be a captain. But
Not that any of you might have had that name. But
no, either way, when we see the list of the captains, we're going to conduct a live lottery in the next coming weeks. And we're going to do that, and the winner of the lottery will be the 7th captain. It's a privilege, and we know a lot of you want the opportunity, and we're going to do a little profile on each player that wants to be the captain.
So far, there are 4 in the hat.
Yeah.
Okay, there could be more if you want to apply, but there are 4 in the hat, and we're going to draw for that 7th captain shortly. I'd say before next couple weeks, maybe in a week.
Maybe within the week, actually. You're right. So as soon as this video is broadcasted and everyone has an opportunity to see what we're talking about, then I'm sure we'll get a few more submissions, and if any of them are qualified and good, then we'll put them adding to the list. But we're gonna have a lottery, and the 7th captain will be selected, and it will be pretty cool. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah,
we never did this
looking
before.
forward, something new. Now, jumping into the top 21. I was thinking about doing a different segment, but let's just jump right into it, unless you think we should.
Go ahead. Top 21.
Right. Okay, so we're going to go good old number uno, Mr. Zach Ashkenazi.
Zach, he's just...
He elevated.
He's the best.
Yeah, he elevated.
That's it.
Last year at night, he was part of a Blue Moon team that
was injured. He was
injured. It was part of a train wreck of a team that was not good. Joe G was injured. Zach got injured diving after a ball, hurting his chest. But Zach is the best.
It's hands down. No one could argue.
Number 1.
Number 1, Zach. Number 2 is the 2020 MVP and also a multiple-time Gold Glove winner in center field is Michael M.C. Cohen, also off the championship run. He was probably was their best player on the field week in, week out.
Yes.
And MC is, the MC we used to talk about is back as the MC that we know.
Right. When he's clicking on all cylinders, nobody denies it. He went through a little stint where he had to play other positions. Now he's comfortable, and a better thing is that he's playing on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, so now he's in the swing.
Yes, he's not going to need that first 2-3 weeks to get himself adjusted. He's going to be seeing pitching. He's going to be seeing a lot. He's going to be ready. That's what we put him.
There's nobody I ever saw that goes up to the plate and tells me a second before, I'm hitting the ball right center field right now. Look at that guy, and does it. He actually does it.
He's solid.
So yeah, next player. This is a little bit of an interesting one. I'll let you take it away on this one.
Yeah. So number 3 we have at Joe G. Now Joe G did mention he's dying to play. He wants in. Mrs. G is seeing the Dr. Giovine. Okay, that's the doctor. God willing, Bishat Tova. So we plan on having Joe G.
I wasn't sure where you're going with that one. I just let it go. But
okay, Joe G. Number 3. Let's see.
So if Joe G's in the draft, that's where we have him ranked. Okay, number 4. I saw, and we all saw last year on a Saban as a captain, he slid a little bit. We saw he used to be the best player in the league or going number 1 or number 2 in the draft, but last year was his first down year.
Yeah, and it was down.
Since his sophomore year after the Blue Jay year, which he also was pretty good. But this is his first down year in JoJo Saruya.
Yeah, so JoJo usually when the lights shine, he's unbelievable and he plays great defense when it really counts. But he just wasn't himself.
He wasn't himself. His average was down. His power was down.
His throws were terrible. Michael Solomon, I remember making, Saban I'm talking about, had to make 4 or 5 scoops in one doubleheader.
I just know JoJo's in a better frame of mind. He knows he had a down year, at least for his standards. But listen, we're ranking him number 4. It's not like we're putting him down in the second round.
Yeah, he may have even been further down. We're giving him the benefit of one bad year.
Right.
So we kept him there.
Name over here probably could even go in the top 4. But again, we're not
sure.
We're not sure what his plans are this summer. and that is Max Yadid.
Yeah, we have to bring up his name because if Max is going to be in the league, he's got to be on this top 10, top 5.
Right.
He's really earned it to be that good.
Listen, back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. The guy is he actually is pitching amazing, and we know that when he's on his game, which is it looks like every week now for the last few years,
he's been great. So
he's up there. So
now we don't know what his status is. He has whether it's work issues, whether it's love life issues, whether it's I don't know.
Could be anything. Who knows? But either way, if he's in, which again it's 50-50. So we had to do the show right now. So right now at this present moment, we're gonna put him at like we don't know. Right, 4-4A exactly.
Yeah, he's on the 21. Number 5, we'd like to welcome him back. He also could have been ahead of JoJo. The only reason I put him where he is here is because he really never got his feet totally wet in the night league.
Listen, 2 years ago when he played on that Saban Metrics team, he tore up his knee a little bit and he got injured. He came back and got hurt again.
He hit well and then got hurt again.
Right, so Jacobati.
And I will tell you, from then till now,
transformed himself.
He is in such amazing shape. He was very skinny in those years. He was still in good shape, but he was a little frail. I remember when he got hurt, I was holding him off the field, and he's a skinny guy. He's strong, but he was skinny. Now he's got muscle.
Listen, he's putting work in. So if he's putting work in, and we saw what he's doing in the morning leagues now, so I don't see why that won't translate now to the night league.
He has potential to be number 1 over here.
Right.
And he could play center field. And he could play shortstop. So again, like you said before, number 5 ain't too shabby.
Right. We're not like we're ranking him down. It's a top 5 player.
Jacobati, number 5.
Number 6, I mentioned him a little earlier before in the captain report, and you were talking about him as well, Stephen Gindy. Stephen Gindy was a complete, that's the right way to put it, a complete player last year. Offense, defense, captainship, the whole package he brought to the table. Stephen Gindy putting him at number 6, I think it's a good spot.
Yeah, to Stephen, he's one of the guys that was number 1 or 2 on the list, dipped down on certain years to 13, 14, and he crawled right back.
You know what? It's like one of those charts, and the arrow's pointing up on Steven.
Yes, the arrow's pointing up. He's in great shape. He's ready. He's pumped. And as we mentioned, I love saying it, when they play Sunday morning, they're in the groove.
100%.
And his glove was great last year. Welcome back, Steve.
And what would Stephen Gindy be without mentioning Joseph Ferrati?
Number 7.
Number 7.
Is that an accident?
Nope.
So it's Joseph Ferrati. He's been a money player, center fielder. Again, age helps over here. He's in great shape.
I want you to look at Joe S.'s numbers in the night league. Even on a terrible team like the Three-Eyed Ravens a few years ago.
That year, he tore it up.
But look at, he is just produces. He's a money man.
That year, by the way, is where I gained the most respect for Joe S.
Right, because he had a terrible team.
It was a team that was bad, and it was easy to say, I'm this. He came, he pitched the game, he went, he gave it all he's got. And I can't say that for everybody all the time. So that also helps because he's in amazing shape and he's out there to ball.
Right.
He's out there to play. So
and listen, I play on the same team with him at night in the Brooklyn Tahina, and he also has the same mentality. He comes in running through walls and hitting the ball in mile. It's crazy.
I love it. Now, Joe S. also is the beginning of his tenure in the night league. I was not impressed.
Yeah, on the Angels.
Yeah, the Angels, a lot of sack flies and stuff that wasn't.
Won a World Series, by the way.
He did win a World Series. Defensively, he was great. He was a big part.
But he came into his own offensively.
And 3rd year in, and since then, yes, he found it. Joe S. found it.
The Foam Rollers, on Night King, on Three-Eyed Ravens. I can tell you them all.
And last year as well. So in Spindrift. So Joe S., it's great to see him because everybody always spoke it. Now he's there.
He's there.
Number 7.
I always tell you he was always there. It was a matter of comfort.
And he found it.
So now, he's talking about age. This age doesn't apply to the player we're about to say next. And he'll tell you as much. I'm better than all these young guys. Alfred Marshall.
This year playing shortstop Sunday morning. And I heard chirps that he wants to be in the outfield that night. Maybe he wants to do both. Ali, his hair gets darker every year, and it's not because he's using
Just for Men.
It's not. It's just he don't get old. His calves get thicker.
He's a thoroughbred. That's what he is.
He's a beast. Now, I remember 10 years ago, he was the fastest human I've ever seen.
I played with him on Invincible.
Now, does he have that speed anymore? No, he doesn't. But he's 50. He's still cracking the top 10, and that's amazing. I saw him last week. He's still ripping the heck out of the ball. he looks great. So, Allie, number 8.
Okay, let's go on to number 9, and welcome back to the league, because last time in the league was not a great sentiment on the Yankees. I think the last memorable moment he had in the league was a drop ball in center field.
Ouch, you have to keep bringing that up.
But you know what? I know he's hungry. He's excited about this year. And instead of being a spectator and talking on the camera every night, welcome back, JT.
So JT was the original springboard to where we go one, where we go all.
That's right.
He's what started Sammy Estes and Teddy Ishaka being captain. So JT is not a captain this time around. I already am getting voice notes and information of where he wants to play or not. He'll play for anybody, but Jackie's a center fielder, a hell of a hitter, and without captain duties, I give him a high ranking.
I agree.
And
I think he
9,
doesn't have that Zeb on his head. He's coming in to play ball and coming in to win. We know he's hungry to win.
From what I hear, there's no night tournaments this year.
That's important.
So he's not going to be missing any games. That's exciting.
Number 10.
World Series winner.
World Series winner. So you know what? I earned a lot of respect for the following player.
Big time.
Because last year, going into the draft with a highly touted player in Yankee Gutman, and we all thought he was going to be playing shortstop. He got drafted to play second base. Now, I know many players that would go in, even as a rookie, but he's not really considered a rookie, he's older, and not be interested and just be turned off. He came in, had the best attitude about it, and he was one of the reasons why they won the World Series last year.
Well, he's a hell of a hitter. He's got crazy pop as an at-bat. He's a positive force on your team, personality.
Great teammate.
Comes along with his wife, who is the biggest cheerleader of them all, and he just brings positive energy to a team. And second base, yes, he played second. I just, in my head right now, remember 3 or 4 plays that saved games in postseason at second base.
I watched him be a game wrecker at shortstop. I watched him make play after play, even like Zach type plays at shortstop. So
he's got a heck of an arm.
I listen, he's one of those players where I think 10 might be too low, but
it could be. It's a sophomore year, so we as much as you saw more of him than I did. And a lot of these guys in the league have seen him in other places as well. Now he's residing in Lakewood, so I think this is his main league. It's a main league, but I could see him at shortstop this year.
Right, I think he'll end up there as well.
Right. There are a captain or two that are playing shortstop, so let's see how that works. Does Teddy Ishak want to go back to that well and get a Gutman again?
Why would he not want to recreate that team?
I don't know, right. So
speaking of sophomore years,
trying to recreate teams is usually iffy. It doesn't usually work.
I know, because that chemistry is, it's a once in a lifetime type of thing.
You try to get it, you don't get it all the way. It's but let's see.
Speaking of sophomore years, last year in his rookie season on the mound, he silenced all critics. Everyone said, "Who is the best pitcher, Cohen, over the last 10 years?" He pitched better than his dad.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, let's just say about
Come on now.
His dad's probably the best pitcher in our community.
But we're talking about over the last 5 to 10 years.
We're talking about the last 5 years, fine. But, let's not down with A.B. Cohen.
I'll tell you what it was. There's a rivalry between Michael and Joey, because Michael pitched the year before in the Yankees. Okay. He wasn't great. We know he belongs in center field. Joey is a pitcher. And he's just not he's not a strike thrower. He's a pitcher.
So a thing about Joey at number 11 over here, and the reason I put him this high, last year he came into the league. He didn't pitch in years. Since a tournament.
No, he never pitched in a league before.
He didn't pitch in a league. He wasn't prepared to pitch. He didn't come in. He didn't go to the cages. He wasn't in.
No, I wouldn't say he wasn't prepared. The guy's more prepared than anyone ever in my life. He prepares for 3 days before a game.
No, I hear you. But he didn't play in these leagues.
Yeah.
This year, ever since him being on deck in Game 3 of the World Series, he's still thinking about it.
I get a text about that once a week. I'm not lying. I can show you my phone.
He was on
deck, and he wasn't too happy. He didn't get a chance to get
the winning run would have been at first for him, and he didn't get a chance to hit. Hank hit a shot to the wall, but that's old news now. He's going to be more prepared, more ready, more excited, more locked and loaded. Joey Cohen.
And you know what's funny? Last year he was kind of drafted in this spot as well.
Yeah, he did go early, but I think he's going to be even better.
I agree.
It's a deeper draft also. So.
I know. Speaking about pitchers, Ralph Hannon, number 12.
Yes, he's a staple. Ralph's a horse, and if he's hitting well, he could be the top 5 hitters in the whole league. And we know Ralph, especially at night, he's the only pitcher to win 2 championships at night.
That's right.
Nobody else has done it twice. So Eddie Harari, nobody ever went back-to-back, FYI. But
or Yaakov Soria.
But Eddie Harari, more of the wins there. So Ralph Haddon, we have at number 12.
Number 13, we mentioned him in part of the captain report, is Gabe Abadi.
Gabe.
We know what Gabe brings to the table. He's an electric glove at shortstop. I think if his bat comes back a little bit from where it was,
Just a little bit.
I think he could be more. He could crack within the top 10.
Yeah, so now Gabe's glove alone, if it's going the way Gabe could, especially in a field like this with a big field, is huge. Gabe's glove is tremendous. So Gabe at 13, captaining a team. He's going to definitely pick a team that he likes, looking for guys like his own brother, Carlos.
Right. Who knows? Gabe's going to have his guys, obviously, in the draft, because why else would he be a captain? But, in a complete contrast, the next player, Gabe's known for his glove. The next player is known for his bat, and that's Jimmy Malach.
Yeah, Jimmy Malach at 14. Jimmy Malach, yes, he doesn't play center. He doesn't pitch. He could pitch, but he doesn't pitch. He doesn't want to pitch. Doesn't play shortstop, but he could possibly be, pound for pound, the best on-base percentage in the whole league.
He's the best at bat in the league, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to take pitches. People get crazy from
And
it.
again, Jimmy in a non-captain type role
Definitely big.
is a lot more important. Last year, we saw Jimmy trying to captain a team. I can tell you, just by watching him, it got into his own head. But now, let's say he's drafted by a player, just do your job, get on base, hit, do your thing.
If Jimmy gets second base where he belongs, he could be Gold Glove there.
Right.
Now, he has his moments where, people get crazy. He's holding the ball. He's not. I played with Jimmy for a full season on the SmackDown Sunday morning, and he was phenomenal at second. Throwing people out, played a great second base.
So you were a game away of winning the World Series.
That's right, and he was a big reason for it. So, Jimmy
number
at 14.
It's not a bad spot to be.
Yeah,
Number 15.
This is a wild one at 15. Talk about wild.
Listen, we already know he's going to call us both up and voice on us 14 minutes straight about why he should have been number 1. But I think he actually is in a really good spot over here. Number 15, Yakov Saruya.
Now, Yakov is a pitcher.
His bat, let's not talk about pitching yet.
Okay.
His bat, in my opinion, is the best power bat in the league.
Yeah.
He goes gap to gap, right to left, and when he's hitting well, he goes like 9 for 9.
And I think it's been coming more often that he's hitting well than the other one.
He gets on top of the ball, and it just flies off his bat.
That one hopper that goes through the infield, I don't care who you are.
You run.
You don't want to
duck and cover.
It's what Ralph Haddon almost used to have when he was hitting. I think Yakov's the only guy in the league right now that hits that ball that hard that I don't care who you are, you're like, holy cow.
And the best thing is when you put 4 across against him and he still hits through that. Because he hits the ball so hard, so if he finds a hole, it's going through.
You said gap to gap. He's more line to line.
Yeah.
He literally hits it down the right field line to the left field line with power.
Listen, he's a beast at the plate.
Really
and we saw last year, when they needed him on the mound, when they were splitting between Eddie, he got his wins.
He gets his win. So, question is he going to take that next leap as a pitcher? We know he has the confidence to be on that mound. We know he has the confidence to want the ball in a big spot.
I'll say what we always say and what we always think. If he could command his fastball
a little bit more
and use it more often, I think he will take that leap.
Right. So he has to learn how to either find that fastball or maybe tone it down a drop and have that mid-tempo speed.
Because, in just watching him, sometimes when he's not getting that fastball over for a strike, which he can do, he tends to just shy away from it and just goes to that lob pitch, and then people just tee off on him. So
so that lob pitch works at times, but it can't be.
It can't be your out pitch.
Right. If you sing it too often, the good hitters, especially.
Right. So listen, he's right now number 15 on the list. He could easily be number 5 on the list.
Yeah, if he picked it up as a pitcher,
a little bit more
with his bat, forget about it.
Now, next player on this list, I know he's had his fair share of big moments in M&S history on Swifty and many other teams as well.
Defensively and offensively.
This guy right here I think he's the most money player in money spots, and you know him better than I do because you play with him for years.
Yeah, for about 5 seasons.
He's your illegitimate son. You adopted him.
So Elliot Saka. Now I know Elliot has been boxing of late. 3 times a week he's been going to Gleason's and doing kickboxing and regular boxing. He says he feels like he's in great shape. So
how does that translate to the plate? I have no idea.
Let's see how it translates. He's not going to be punching the ball, but let's see how it translates. Again, you mentioned his defensive plays on Swift. He made a diving catch and right field.
Certain players, you put them in left, they're okay. You put them in right, they're awesome. Elliot's one of those guys.
He is. Elliot's
he owns right field.
He really does. I feel like part of him wants to be in left field, but as mentioned, I drafted him. I think I literally drafted him 5 times, and
He's your illegitimate son.
He always ends up in right field because he just does really good things over there. Goes back on the ball well, hits the cutoff man well.
I'm a big El Sac fan, the Polo kid, and I think it's a good spot for him, number 16.
Number 17, somebody who ever since he's gone to Beth Warren, he found that fountain of youth.
Listen, Jenny Craig didn't work.
Didn't work.
He joined Beth.
Yeah, he tried a few things. Beth is what worked for him.
But, it's funny, when you're talking about, I forget which player you're talking about, where he elevated his name from where he was to... Saul Cohen was definitely on the outside of 21 last year. This year, off his year last year, we saw on the Punishers, he was hitting moonshots.
Not only moonshots, hard.
And he was playing left field pretty well also.
Yes, he got in shape. That was part of him being on the food plane. So, and he stays good. He stayed good, and I'm seeing Soli just propel even higher. Soli's on a poor man's version, like you want to say the Stephen Gindy thing we said.
Yeah.
Going down and up the chart. So Soli, I think his trajectory
is
going
definitely up, and
he's looking good, feeling good, and he's ready to mash.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. And now number 18, we mentioned him as one of the captains before, is Shimmy Cohen. Shimmy Cohen, we know the center field that he plays. One thing about Shimmy, he may have the most accurate arm in the league.
He does. He doesn't have the strongest
the most
arm.
accurate arm.
He hits the cutoff man. He plays a deep center, but does a great job going gap to gap.
And we saw he has Player of the Week bat in him.
Yes. At night and YMSL in the morning.
Multiple times he does it. And sometimes when things are clicking for Shimmy, he looks like a first rounder.
Yes. At points, he could be the best hitter on the field week to week.
But he can also have weeks where he just pops it up. Whatever.
We get that. So now Shimmy moving up to 18 is earned the right to be there. He's playing a solid core position, center field, and again, he's a veteran now.
Right.
He's considered a veteran.
He's playing in the league for 6 years already.
Yeah.
So, again, that was number 18. Shimmy, number 19.
Now, we have 3 names here, and there's going to be some people on the outside of the top 21.
Let's talk about them also.
Okay.
On the bubble, guys. But we'll talk about right now, after Shimmy, number 19, we have Jackie Haber, Juber. So now,
an interesting one.
I'll tell you why. We saw last year that Juber, if you put him in center field,
he could succeed.
He was really well. He's an athlete. We know in middle of the infield, he's a Gold Glove player weekly. We know that.
If you had to put him at shortstop for a few games,
lefty and all, he'll do the job.
He'll do the job.
He's a guy, no matter where you put him in the lineup, 2 to 4 to 6.
Exactly.
Get the job done. He's the type of guy that I want to draft.
He's great for a draft. If you get him in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, you could do whatever you want with him. That is true. I'm surprised he never said, I want to play the outfield. I guess he likes the infield.
I don't know, but last year when he played the outfield on GOAT,
he looked great.
The kid was awesome.
If you give him a full year out there, I think he could be as good as anybody.
But I don't think this is the year for that because we got a lot of outfielders in this draft.
I think he likes the infield anyway. And
speaking of outfield, welcome back.
He's a winner. He's a winning type player.
Right, he's got that winning attitude. Speaking of outfield, welcome back. Last time on this field, who won a World Series, even though he was in Israel, but his team won the World Series, is David Buka Cohen.
Good. Now, it's funny, Sammy mentions outfield. I think David himself likes to say he plays the infield as well. He almost wants to play shortstop. Now, I don't think he's going to get shortstop in this draft.
No.
But I played with him when I was at short. He was at short center. He was great. He could play third base, Gold Glove style. And, as Sammy mentions, he could play any of the 3 outfield
So
positions.
I like the versatility of, from 15 onward. These guys can play multiple positions. They can play at multiple spots in the lineup. And they're just good players.
Yeah, that's why Buka made it up there. And also, David Buka Cohen has a hell of a lot of power.
Yeah, he's got pop.
He's one of the guys that could probably jack it over the wall in the right instance. I've seen him.
And now number 21, and again, we're going to talk about the guys on the outside looking in, but now number 21, to round out the top 21, a guy that's also, we saw his trajectory go up and up and up. He's still a young kid.
Played left field last year for a World Series team.
Yeah, Aharon Nuni Cohen.
That's right. So I don't know. I don't recall where he went in the other drafts. I don't even remember. We have to look it up. But I'm only seeing this kid getting better.
Yeah. Listen, everyone keeps on saying, did he plateau? How could you plateau if you're 20 years old?
Yeah, the kid he's got a 24 waist. Okay, he's going to get a little wider. He's going to get a little stronger.
And another kid that doesn't just play exclusively in one league. He's playing in 3 leagues at the same time. He's playing in right now with me on that team I was talking about at night in Brooklyn. He's playing in YMSL and he's playing in M&S.
Correct. So he's really growing into himself. And I know a lot of good softball heads love the way this guy. I'll give you a guy like an Ike Mavora. You talk to Ike, oh, that kid he could get there. These are guys that have seen softball. This kid's got it, and it's in his genes as well.
For sure. And listen, we named 3 Cohens in the top 21. That's pretty cool.
You should be proud.
Now, on the few players that we said are on the outside,
I don't even want to talk about.
You don't want to talk about it?
Nah, we'll get them into the next 21.
All right.
So they can see when we talk about that.
Okay.
But that's the top 21 on our list. Again, if we made you feel bad because you're not there or we said something wrong, what do we say? I'm sorry or too bad?
Too bad.
Too bad.
This is our opinion.
There we go.
Them's the breaks.
A lot of fun. We'll go to the next 21. Good luck. We'll see you